Hello and welcome, Rob Keijzer. I've really been looking forward to this moment since I met you back in 2017. You were really one of the first international Saunamasters that me and Henrik met once we finally got to the competition. And we were so disappointed for losing because we thought we really did our best, but obviously that was lack of insight. And with your steely gaze and inspiration, you told us to go to the relegation round and in Satama. And well, since then, the rest is history. It's a pleasure, Rob Keijzer, to meet you again here online. 3-time world champion. How are you?
Yes, fine. A little bit back problems, but I'm fine. In this period, it is of course hard for a lot of people. But also you have to find some positive things about this time. And one of the good things now is this interview. You develop a really nice platform, and I'm really looking forward to join you in this platform. So I'm looking forward to questions you have for me.
All right.
Share our question, of course.
Cool. It definitely inspires new ways to connect when times are challenging and are forcing new ways. So as we were discussing just prior to the recording, desperation forces creativity, or even finding new ways to get together. So for those who haven't met you before, because that's also one of the purpose of these interviews, is to bring the larger sauna community together. So for those of us who haven't met you before, who are you in the sauna community, and when did you get started?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a long story. I started about 13 years ago in Buslo as a free-time worker, because I was at that time working in the IT industry. Fun to do, And in 2013, it happened that Buslo started a Dutch competition, national championships, and I started there. I had a really nice aufguss. It was about the lumberjack man. Most masters know this aufguss. At the competition, it was maybe a little bit too much for the Dutch people, but the good thing, the people from aufguss were there and saw this aufguss, and they gave me a wild card to come to the World Championships. And that was that was for me the biggest,
the turning point.
Yeah, that was the prize for me, and at the World Championships with this aufguss, I had so much fun. Of course, I made mistakes because I was new. I didn't know all the rules, but that was a lot of fun. And years after, most of you know that in 2014, 15, and 16, I was world champion. And that has also the possibility for me to step out of the IT industry and start full-time in the wellness industry. First, I was working 1 year for Buslo. After that, I decided to go my own way, and I do trainings, workshops, organize events, specialized in sound and light. I build sound and light systems now in spas. Really nice project at the moment is, of course, Satuna.
The world's biggest sauna.
Yeah, world's biggest sauna, and we hope, of course, this year the WM will start. But that will be a big challenge, I think.
So the decision for those who are waiting for that will be at the end of April. Yeah, is that correct?
Yeah.
Depending on how the world looks by then, of course.
Yeah. So we have to wait. Of course, that's the biggest problem with all the national championships. How they will fix it, because in this period, a lot of national championships has to start or were started. So it will be a big challenge, but I hope the world will change fast and we can have the championships.
Yeah, we've already postponed the Danish qualifications, and we've also seen the Norwegian qualifications and the Slovakian, Hungarian. Yeah. So they're all postponing. But we can discuss Corona crisis emergency measures later on. I'm much more interested in the background and the inner workings of of the show aufguss industry, because in Denmark, as we've been discussing over numerous waving sessions around the globe, Denmark is a country with a very passionate sauna community, but the biggest sauna we have is for 100 people, and there's no lights, there's no sound, there's no television screens. And it even sounds crazy to most people to think that you would put a 4-meter cinema screen and a nightclub sound gear and theater lights into a sauna. But it makes for an amazing experience. But what is it all about?
You know, also light can be in therapy. Even you don't use it for a show, of course, you know, good sounds, you know, if you have a sauna cabin for relaxing and you put in light and sound, the atmosphere changes completely. Of course, we are coming from show, of course, and they can do extreme things with this sound and light and also television screens. But I think that is not for everyday use. If you want to use it for every day, you have to do also some other aufgusses, some relaxing aufguss or some modern classic, or only really relaxing. The people go in and no aufguss, you know, and even then light has a lot of impact of the environment. So
what you're also talking about here is that for those who are then encountering the larger world of sauna and sweat rituals, because for most people, they have only gotten to know sweat rituals through their local community. So they've been coming to the sauna, or in different cultures, the hammam, the sweat lodge, the banya, wherever they're from. But what you're also talking about is seeing aufguss on a spectrum, right? Yeah. You have, you can go and party on a Friday night with a show aufguss, but on a Monday morning, you need a more calmer, refreshing one, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. And I think that is the direction we sometimes forget where we're coming from. You know, what's the meaning of an aufguss? At the end is bringing the heat, and nowadays with the nice smells of essential oils and music, that's about the most important part about it. Of course, you see nowadays amazing things happen with the towel. It's crazy what the young guys can do with it. Fantastic.
Absolutely. Manuel Müller made a video the other day. It's just like gold to watch magic. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and it's fantastic what the guys can do. Amazing. But in the end, don't forget what it's about. To bring heat, to bring atmosphere, and have contact with the people. You know, you can go in and do the biggest show, but if you have no contact with the people get not this feeling from, wow. Yeah, they're coming out and they say, "Cool, amazing what he's doing," but it's about that they feel that there's something special, and that's also if you're not the best raver, but if you can contact with the people, that's about it, in my opinion.
So creating chemistry with your guests is more important than being able to throw it behind the back. Is that the gist of it?
Yeah, I think also, but. Of course, if you can do it, it's fantastic. If you can do both, then you are special. So learn everything. Be open for everything. All what's happening in the sauna community. If you go from the piers, the banya, the hammam, the smoke rituals, now the herbal cup. If you can do all these parts, be open for all these new things, then you are a really good aufguss master. And some of them are better in the herbs, in the herbal cup. Some are really good in classic parts, and some are really good in the extreme freestyle parts. But try to be open for everything, in my opinion.
And that's also, I imagine, one of the ideas or the philosophy behind the Freestyle Masters, which is one of the great events that you are the creator behind. Isn't that correct?
Mm-hmm. The Freestyle Masters is happening because I saw at the show, of course, that some really good aufguss masters there's problems with the part of the show, it costs a lot of time and money to make a good show, and not all aufguss masters has this time or have the possibility to make some extreme things.
That is full commitment.
and the idea was coming about the Freestyle Masters. But even in the Freestyle Masters, it's not only about this extreme waving, especially the first 2 rounds, because it's over 3 rounds. The first 2 rounds is also really important. The modern classic, bring the heat, contact with the people, and feel the music. And that is this freestyle things. So even there, you have to be good in everything. Not only.
Yeah, what I really liked about it is the intuition is so important, because 2/3 of the actual atmosphere and therefore the premise on how to connect with people is not known to you when you go into the sauna. That's what you create when you are there, together with the other sauna master who's on the same level. So you have 2 sauna masters competing against each other in the same sauna. But they only know one of the songs that they've gotten to chosen themselves. And then they have to improvise and learn right there on the spot and bring the heat and create the connection. I think that's a wonderful idea.
Yeah, and I love the concept. It's amazing. You saw the last 3 years how it developed, how the masters love it,
Yeah.
Because, what I told, it's really simple. You only send your music, you have all the same towels, and feel and enjoy and work together, or even not. You're free in that, and that is really special about the Freestyle Masters. Yeah.
And you're also very passionate about, actually, I think maybe you were one of the first bringing the educational part to the world, focusing on specific aspects of the sauna ritual and teaching how. Where are you with that now? You have 3-4 different courses, and you have your summer camp.
I'm coming from the IT industry, and there we learn a lot of training. You have always to learn, to be at the front. And you saw it also in the aufguss industry by starting a waving training, the base course. I had my education in Italy in round 4. They trained me for the basic instructor. And from there I developed more because you saw the show part was not so known. And I combined also the advanced training. And by the summer camp, we put all together. We come together with really good instructors, all kinds of instructors. Think about light and sound, but also about the peers, about good wavers. I also think about introducing the ice bath. So put people together, bring good instructors. I hope the summer camp can start because we have more than 10 instructors. So that's crazy, all kinds of disciplines. So yeah, really, really important to learn. I told before, all the parts of the aufguss and be open for all parts to learn it. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this summer camp. I was so fortunate to win a ticket together with Merete at last year's relegation at Færøybad in Norway. And I've been seeing the pictures and talking to the people that were there, and the reviews and the recommendations are sky high. So I'm really looking forward and hoping that everything will pan out perfectly. And it's already sold out, is that correct?
It's sold out. Yeah, I could maybe 3 or 4, but I've always 40 student masters. If it will not start 1st of July, then I look for a date later in this year. But yeah, the summer camp is really special.
And you also recently launched a web shop, is that correct?
Yeah. You saw, especially in this industry, what a good aufguss master needs is, of course, clothes, towels, and that kind of stuff. And I thought, okay, I bring a web shop. It's easier. so people can, oh yeah, it's really nice. You're sending it and down. So the web shop. So if you want to buy towels or clothes, go to the web shop. It's easier to
Yeah.
get it directly from the web shop.
Fantastic. And if I, as a sauna master, if you should look back at your old self, or when you meet somebody new, what is your best advice to somebody starting out? What you're talking about is learning every aspect of it, but that is a big mouthful. So where do I start? How do I cultivate my passion as a new sauna master?
Yeah, you see, the problem is when you're coming in a good environment, there are really good aufguss masters, and you see that especially the young guys want to learn the tricks. But in my opinion, first start with the classic part. That's the part about bringing the heat and learn your environment. Feel the distance, feel the heat, increase of the heat, how much water you have to use. And then the smells, of course, the essential oils, how you work with them. So start in the beginning more at the classic part. Don't go too fast to the show. I know everyone wants to learn the tricks and how you throw and catch the towel. It's amazing. But learn what's about the aufguss, you know. It's about learn your environment, bring the heat, and then the contact with the people. So it's hard.
It is. And I'm really happy you say that, especially on the classical part, because this year the Danish championship had 25 participants in classic aufguss, which is, I think, the most for many years. And it's really looking like the main community is growing up, and that's all classical sauna masters bringing the heat.
That's a really good thing, because I see some other countries they forget the classic part, and I know the masters who really go in the show part. They have the feeling it's amazing what they're doing, and the audience will always say, "Wow, fantastic!" But don't forget, the audience want to also have the heat. They want to feel the heat. Just learn that. More important.
And if I want to follow you or watch more, do I go to Facebook, Instagram? Where social medias do you have?
I only use Facebook, but not so much. Costs a lot of time. I have my website. I have also sometimes some video instructions. But the best is come where I go to. That's the best, because
fantastic.
You feel it. You know, a video is very nice. You see what we can do, but you don't feel it. For me, it's really important the harmony with the music, that you feel how I connect with the music. So come to the spas where I do the aufguss when it's open again. Come to there, then you feel really what's about.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Rob. This has been a true pleasure, and I will post the links down in the comments below. And if you follow our fan page, Nordic Health and Living, also on Facebook or Instagram, also posting links in the comments, then you will find out more about our future events and where you can find Rob Keijzer. Thank you very much, Rob. I'll see you on the other side.
And thank you very much. It was a really pleasure to do this interview. Welcome. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And of course, I hope to see you at the VM. It will be fantastic.
I hope so too. Thank you. Bye-bye.